what are those for? Or that's for?
Like whenever we're out somewhere and we see somebody we think might be interested, we can hand them ours and.
Okay.
There you go. You're good. Speak into the microphones if you would, so we can record it.
Ready? Cecil Township's Park and Recreation Board meeting agenda. Today's Thursday, March 3rd, 2022. In attendance, we have Dan Ewig, Arden staff, Wendy Johnson, Stephanie Gee is on the phone today, Barb Russman, and Jason Wheeler. Township Representative Jack King, no guests. Meeting called to order at 6:38. Have any public comment? Nope. Agenda items, meeting minutes from February 3rd, 2022, meeting submitted for board approval. I will motion for the approval of the minutes for February 3rd.
Second.
Wendy, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 6-0. Financial status updates. We have anything new on that, Jack?
Financial status, I did give you printout of the fall festival.
We're up to 26 vendors.
Yeah, we have about $2,000 received in fees, application fees. We have the invoice that was approved in January meeting being mailed next week. It's going to be between today and tomorrow. So that check will be in the mail for Mike Belinda. And that's the fall festival. Everything for Easter has been paid for thus far. We have all the orders in. They're all in my office if you want to check them. And that's it for right now.
Perfect. Discussion on concession stand menus and assistance from Agency for Aging. Did we hear, or should I reach out to them, or did you hear back from them at all?
Well, they are talking about it. What they'd like to do is they'd like to put people in the concession stand.
Perfect.
I said that's a win-win for us, so we're going to move in that direction.
Yeah, I think I'll get an itemized menu for next meeting of what we'd like to see, like a menu A, and then a full menu, like a partial menu, and then a full menu. That way to keep it easy for them, on them as well.
Do we have to be in the concession stand with them, or can they just run it?
One of us would probably have to handle the money aspect of it, and then, maybe just trying to guide them for the most part, I would assume. We'll have something set out when, if they do commit, we will have guidelines of what we need to do, and we need to be there.
So when are we thinking of them doing it?
Well, the first
In
thing,
concession stand.
first thing we're open for is the touch a truck, no, fishing derby.
It'll be full concessions will be fish and derby. I do Easter. I believe we want to do just drinks. We'll keep it small, and then the bake sale, right, Stephanie and Barb?
Drink, we just wanted.
Yep, that's right.
Like the bake sale outside, like just do bake sale drinks, like.
Yeah, right. No, I don't think any hot foods. I think the bake sale, and then keep it easy with the drinks. Absolutely, that'll be good.
Do you need more bake sale items?
No, sorry. No, I think we're probably good on the bake sale. Also, I had people want to donate like juice boxes and cases of water. So I don't even know if we need. I mean, it's up to you guys if you want to offer more options than that. But I was just thinking we could have those two, and then I might get some coffee. And that's it with the bake sale items. I just didn't know how wide of a selection of drinks we needed to offer.
No, I don't think. I think we'll hold off on the sodas probably till closer to fish and derby or so. I don't know how you guys feel about Gatorades or anything like that, but definitely waters and juice boxes for sure.
Okay.
Did we say coffee at all, or no?
We still won't have water, right?
No.
Now, here's how the water works. They're going to wait till the throat of frost is over. Last year, it went right up to the fishing derby, so we really technically didn't have water then because it was kind of a late freeze. Hopefully, they'll have that water ready by the end of April. That's the plan.
That's the same with the bathrooms. They'll keep the porta johns there until the bathrooms are fully opened. Okay. Okay, 2022 events, update on each event from the project leads. Stephanie and Barb for the Easter egg hunt.
We have to pick a date, I guess, to put the bags together. I know you, there were some dates thrown out for whenever the township building's open. We thought we could do it in the evening, like maybe while, so there was those dates, and I don't know if anybody looked at them, if there's any date that works better.
Jack, what they were kind of thinking of, instead of hauling all this stuff back to a house, if maybe they're having a meeting at the night and the township would be open, if we can maybe, you have a back room available or maybe might be able to use.
We could do it in here. If there's nothing in here, we could go to generations if there's nothing in there. You tell me, I'll check the schedule, you know, what your days are, and I'll just make sure it's open for you.
Perfect.
So should we choose a day when, like a Monday when there's a board of supervisors, and then since it's open anyways, or does it matter?
I'll open it just for you.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. We'll get that day set up for you, and then we'll give you a heads up.
Just so you know, what we do is we schedule these rooms, so all I want to do is double check, like, say you want to be in here and spread out, that's perfectly fine. I got tables we can set up, we can do whatever you want. But if somebody's in here, I'm going to bounce you over to generations, and that's all I want to do is make sure everybody already has it signed out, so when we sign it out, it's ours.
Okay. Fishing Derby, not a whole lot changed. I gotta send in the special events permit. Actually, I talked to one of the game commissions, the water conservation officer, and he said that we could actually stock the day before, and we can technically, since we do have a special events permit, that we could section those sections off just for the kids. I don't think that's something I'm going to do this year, but from here on out, maybe if we do stock the day before, I think the fish would cooperate. They cooperated great last year, but I can't guarantee that's going to happen every time too. So not a whole lot changed. We do have fishing rods. I have not heard back from some of the other things. So basically, if anybody knows of any sponsorship available, if anybody would want to donate to this, we did receive one donation. I had a couple other verbal ones said they're going to stop down. Whether they did or not, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, we're just going to be continue looking for sponsorships for this event because obviously a big chunk of change goes right to the fish. So
I saw Billy Ann yesterday, and she's going to donate, so I'll go down and get some off of her.
perfect.
Can I ask you, are you planning on stretching out the fishing holes to add more people, or are we going to go with what we had last year?
Yeah, I think we did like 60 kids last year. I definitely want to get up to 75, 80 kids. Obviously, I'm not going to tell anybody no. But to keep, I'm going to put as many fish in as many holes. I think we had 8 holes last year, and we did have a couple holes that didn't have a whole lot of kids in them, So, I'm going to plan for, with the water table the way it is, 8 to 9 holes again this year for sure.
Do you have enough fishing poles?
Yeah. I have 9 fishing poles that have been donated or purchased as of right now. And I just need smaller gear, like tackle boxes, terminal gear, any kind of anything it wants to, that we'll just give away for prizes. And I'll get all that hammered out here and pretty much taken care of before the next meeting.
So last year, it was all sponsored, right?
Yep. Yeah, we were very lucky, and we had enough sponsorship that we were able to provide lunches for the kids, and ideally I'd like to do that again this year as well. Okay, touch a truck.
Yeah, so currently we're sitting at, I believe, 9 of them. Yeah. So we have 9 committed so far. I believe they're coming in as we speak, right?
Right, and another one today that I added to that.
Yep. Yep, and then I have one, like I said, guy I know who owns Total Image in Robinson. They'll be bringing in a bunch of customized trucks and stuff like that. So it's like Jeep Gladiators, big old trucks. Kids will like that.
Yeah, totally.
I pinged him yesterday, didn't hear back, so I hit him again this morning. He's actually on vacation, but he's going to get with me first thing next week, and we'll get something squared away there with that. But
Did you happen to hear back from Coast Guard?
Mhm.
The Coast Guard?
No.
Okay. I can follow it up if we haven't heard anything within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I imagine there'll have to be follow-up phone calls to everybody that didn't.
Movie nights, I say we start picking out some movies here so we can advertise them, especially for that June one, and we can probably even do the August one. We'll get a list together of movies, and we'll take a vote like we do with the bands and stuff like that, and then we'll just take our top 2 and we'll pass them into the movie nights. I'll have something set up. We could probably handle that through email. I'll try to set something up here within the next week or 2.
Okay.
Community Day, Steph and me.
I don't have any update right now. I figured we'd probably start that in the next like week or 2
That's fine.
as Easter winds down.
Even if you have that, you had that itemized agenda like you did last year, if you just want to email that to me, I'll start looking that over as well.
Yeah, that was a
Okay,
nice
yep.
layout.
It was really well done last year. Car cruise, we'll do the full menu. Car cruise, August 14th, 2022. That is Parks and Recreation, concession stand only. They did a great job last year. I think we need to be there.
Are you going to talk about what Frank was talking about? Okay. Was it actually through Generations, they were talking about putting a breakfast on before the car cruise? Through Generations?
That would take out basically what we were planning, that we didn't do last year, that we were planning to do this year, because that's the one aspect they missed.
The coffee and the donuts and stuff.
Coffee, donuts, sandwiches, they had like breakfast sandwiches.
No, you said Jason. That was the guy who runs the car cruise. No,
No,
what did you
that's,
tell me?
Norb is the one.
Yeah,
that runs
Norb.
the park.
Okay.
She's talking about Frank at Easy.
Frank. Okay, perfect.
Is it the 14th or the 21st?
It's probably the 21st. I see here it's on August 14th. Let me double check real quick.
Yeah, because the 14th is
change
when
that.
it would normally be scheduled, and for some reason they had 21st on their paperwork.
Yeah, there's somewhere else that weekend.
And I that's what I just said to Barb, I realized I didn't put the second person on this too, so how I missed updating this, I don't know.
Yeah, I believe it is the 21st. I have a screenshot of their posts somewhere, and I cannot find it. So I apologize. Car cruise, August 21st, 2022. Movie night, August 20th, 2022. We will get the movies set up for that to let everybody know. We'll keep that pretty much a limited menu. We'll do a light menu there. Okay, Fall Festival. Vendors, Arden and Wendy.
Reaching out to I keep stalking around on Facebook and adding new ones and just keep sending out
We're very good at
applications.
stalking.
Stalking, sort of, kind of. And then a lot of them, we're getting like 1 or 2 a day of people that are interested. I'm not sure how they're finding out, but I'm sending an application a day that arrives. Wendy and I were talking about, we're going to send out, because all of our vendors are just kind of waiting, you know what I mean? I mean, a lot of our, I'm just starting to get applications for other festivals for myself personally. So the first week in April, right, Wendy, we're going to do a reminder saying, hey, April 30th, the discount jumps to, you know, drops
discount,
to
yeah.
get your money in by then. So I think we're going to get swarmed with that whole month. We're just going to all the ones returning ones from last year. I am getting a lot of questions of the Pampered Chef, the Avon, all these people want to be part of it, but we have to wait to hear back if the people that we had last year, right, we're giving them first crack. So I'm just kind of putting them all on hold right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get all their information if we're going to go ahead and go with the people we had from last year anyway, right?
But at some point, we have to say, you know what, if they don't have their,
That's what I
even
meant.
if
If
they're
there's a-
returning,
So we
Yeah.
should do that in that letter, that first
Yeah.
letter. We'll do it like April 1st or something like that. I'll be
Okay.
back. When are you coming back, Wendy?
we're gone from the 25th to the 2nd.
Okay. So you
We're
think
gone
the first,
7 days.
you think the first week of April is good,
Yeah.
just to give everybody a reminder, and I think we'll get swarmed. So that's where we're at there.
Are we gonna limit, because I see we have 2 chiropractors already. Are
Yeah,
we
it's in the
gonna-
agreement.
Just 2?
2 vendors per.
No more chiropractors.
No more
Correct.
chiropractors, no more
Let 'em
gutter
take it out.
helmets.
Yeah,
We have people coming to us,
Yeah,
you know, so.
chiropractors.
good. No more, that's enough.
Okay, vendor mapping. Jason, you're working with Jack and Arden on this as well. Do you have what you need to do that?
Well, as I showed Jack before, there is a software that you can use that is pretty nice. There is a cost to that. I forget what it was. There's a monthly fee, but you can even do a free trial or even purchase it for 1 month. We can build up what we need, save that file, and be done with it.
Okay.
But also, I know I forget who it was last year, somebody sent the mapping of the Pumpkin Festival. I forget who that was, somebody shared that, Stephanie or somebody. Well, I actually know the girl, that Halsey, who helped do that, or whatever they did. I found her through another friend of mine. So I'm gonna reach out to her and see what if they use something different or something cheaper or easier. But the one I found was actually very nice. You can put in, you drag your stage, everything right in place.
Perfect.
So it's actually pretty nice, but
Tell her you want your vendor list too. Just kidding.
Aaron's not going to be happy till he has 200 vendors crammed in that park.
Never give it up. I know. It's like hold on to it for dear life.
Food trucks, Wendy?
I have to follow up with all the ones that were here last year. So far, Frost Berry's the only one that sent theirs back in. But everybody that was here last year told me they were gonna come back, but I'll have to follow up with them and tell them they need to get it in, or we'll offer it to someone else.
Do we have deadlines for them too?
Yeah,
per se?
it should be the same, I think, as the discount, because they get the discount too.
Okay, perfect. On stage, I do have a list of bands from the voting. I'll take the top 3. I kind of want to decide if we should do 3 bands or 4 this year. I want to get everybody's feedback on that. I definitely want to hit up as many in-between shows again this year. I think those are a huge hit. The dance studios, the karate demonstrations, not only did it bring people in the park, it kept people entertained too, so. What is your guys' take on 4 bands this year instead of 3? And then we still have the DJ at the end of Sunday.
So 4 total or 4 per day?
4 total. Be two bigger bands each day.
I mean, I'm good with that. I think it gives more variety.
I'm good too. I mean, I thought all the bands were great. It was hard to pick. I was like, listen, going back and forth, YouTube to all the different ones. I like them all, so I
Okay.
say 4.
well, I replied earlier. I mean, why couldn't Rough Creek come again? They booked already or something?
No, I didn't. That was just kind of a list I kind of set together. I kind of want to do like an every other year type thing with some of these bands.
I was just thinking
so-
because they do have a following, so
Yeah.
they did bring people. I'm not saying it's always my cup of tea, but they do have a following.
They're very expensive.
Oh, I know they are. They're like, what, $1,800? What do they charge, $1,600 or something?
They're a little more pricier than some of the other
Oh,
ones.
yeah, I get it. I just wondered.
So, but it's nothing against anybody, like I said, I'm kind of, this will be like, we'll do this band and this band this year, and then, I'll cut 1 or 2 of them off and try to keep new acts coming in, so it's not the same thing year after year after year after year.
And maybe with 4 bands, like someone like Rough Creek would, again, last year I talked everybody into reducing their prices since it was the first year back. But maybe 2, if they're not there as long, they'll be willing to reduce prices too.
Yeah, because a lot of times it's 4 hours for their, time. I think most of our bands play for about 3, except for the last band, Saturday night, up until the fireworks, they went closer to 4, so. Children's events, Stephanie?
Sorry, did you ask about children's events?
The children's events, any updates?
Yeah, but my plan is to send out, like you did for bands, like a list for next meeting of maybe some new children's events that we might be interested in, and see what everybody's opinion is on those. Start ranking them. Reach out to.
And I was just telling Dan too, Stephanie, the idea about maybe having a children's stage.
Yeah, I'd love to do that if everybody thought that that would be a good idea. That could maybe even open up some time on the big stage for more acts, if some of the kids things want to go to the children's stage, or if we want to have a magician, or I don't know, any other type of children's performer, and create more in the kids area. But I thought maybe Behringer's would have a stage. I looked on their site yesterday and they don't, so I'm trying to see if I can find another one so I can get some prices so we can see how much that would be.
Okay.
But that's only if everybody's interested in that idea anyway.
And Arden is reaching out to a vendor that actually does exotic snakes and
Yeah, an animal
Reptiles.
show. I thought that would be a good little act for a kid's stage.
I'll be about 300 yards away from that, but
Yeah, I won't.
You reach out, that means you have to be on stage with the snakes too.
Apparently, it's a big thing. Like the kids love it. It's exotic animal rescue, and they bring the stuff in. So
You're going to love it when I stick it in your car.
no, I can't handle snakes.
Steph, did we reach out to the train guy yet?
No, not yet.
Can we reach out to him? I think this is about time of the year. I reached out to him last year.
Yeah, we can definitely, well, let's put it on the list. Let's get a list together, like Steph said, and then, yeah, definitely we'll reach out. I think it's probably the best thing.
Yeah, them and the Pennings, I would be, and Penny Rides, I'd be like really.
Jump on pretty quick.
Yeah, jump on those
Yep.
quickly.
Yeah, last year, everybody didn't really know what they were doing with COVID. They were kind of waiting to see if they could afford their insurance to do it.
This year, they're gonna be jumping on stuff.
Yeah, so we probably should lock them in earlier.
Okay, I doubt we have any sponsorships for the Fall Festival yet. Nothing you guys know of?
I'm working on the list for the general letter. And we have picked a few that we've like done a personal letter to them.
Yes.
And we may do some more of that and then have a general letter, you know, based on the list that I'm coming up with, so.
Okay, speaking of that, not that this is just per se for the Fall Festival, is that you talking about just a general overall letter for Parks and Recreation, not just solely for
Yeah, I
Parks
sent
and
it
Rec?
to you, but you
Yep.
didn't get it.
I got it. I didn't get back to you on it, but I got it. All right, and obviously, if we don't have any sponsors yet, we don't have any signs. Okay, just a quick
We
meeting.
need to like think of what we want to put on the new signs. Like, I was thinking we were doing the signs for the fall festival, like, we
Yeah.
didn't really have any, we didn't have very many, and
Do we want a color scheme,
that's
like
the
she
thing. We
said?
just need to think about, like, what do we want to put on? Do we want to put on our website or Facebook?
Do we want to do their logo? Do we want to have their,
Logo? Because there's like 2 or 3 different signs.
yeah.
and we need to
I think
just
we
pick
need to be
one sign.
consistent, yeah. I agree
So
with you.
just think about, like, maybe for the next one, like, what we want to put on them, what they want to look like.
Okay, volunteers, obviously, you're probably not dealing with any of that just yet. We do have a lot of volunteers for Easter. Kennewick Millen High School has come out huge again, a lot of students. What was the total count on the volunteers, Stephanie? Do you have that total count?
Yeah, I closed the list at 25.
Perfect. So
And
we'll have,
people were still signing up, so the interest is high to help out. But I think we all agreed 25 was probably enough for Easter.
it's more than enough. Jack, will they need to sign like any kind of release form or anything, or is the township okay with how they want to work with that?
We'd like some type of waiver, something that, Dawn and I have been back and forth on, do we have to have everybody trained to deal with teenagers, underage minors, that type of thing. We're not doing background checks on anybody in Parks and Recreation. Is it necessary? Some say yes, some say no. What I'd like to do is get some type of waiver similar to what Stephanie had last year. I believe from my parents saying that you're allowing them to work closely supervised. Right? But there again, no one adult being, say, in a concession stand with one, child, that type of thing, or somebody underage. I just want to, it's a perception thing, and that's what we have to do. Same thing with COVID, same thing, everything we do. It's how the average person can perceive it. So as long as we can be upfront, we want anybody in the back alone with any, teenager, that type of thing. We're all adults. We can police ourselves, right? We're not going to do the background check on anybody, okay? So yeah, we need some type of waiver, something from parents saying it's okay for them to work with.
And is that something, Stephanie, is that something we can email to them before they show up, or is that something that they would have to? Okay.
That's how we did it for the fall festival. So are you saying you have a new one ready? Because if you do, could you please send it to me? Because I'm gonna send them their first email this week. So I'll attach that, and then I'll attach it again when I send the follow-up email right before the event, because otherwise they'll just forget.
Is the one we used last year for Fall Festival, Jack, it doesn't say just for Fall Festival, it's just like a general, okay,
Yeah, it's in general. And we can modify it a little bit.
okay.
Worst case scenario, Stephanie's a lawyer, I can send it to our solicitor just to get her stamp of approval. It was fine last year.
Okay.
We can modify it, we can make it general. We just need something that parents know their kids are gonna be working with us, and we need to be able to police ourselves.
Okay. Okay, the concession stand, obviously we'll run a full menu for the concession stand, and some. I know we usually get, some additional items. So we'll get that taken care of closer till Fall Festival. Trail of Treats is scheduled for October 22nd, 2022. I don't think we have too many updates on that just yet. Light Up Night, still kicking this around of how we want to handle a light up night. Obviously, I don't want it to really be like a vendor thing like Christmas in Canonsburg is. But I would like to plan something, or at least put this into the works for something. Either, we have maybe some churches and come out and they sing, carols or, whatever we need to do. I'm thinking of, this has been lingering in the back of my head, and I definitely want to start throwing this more out on paper of what, you guys as the board want to do with this as well.
If we use those trees, we could always, like, your group come decorate a tree. You theme the tree, you see that a lot of places, so.
This is also one of our kind of a matter to bring up. Parks and Recreation shed discussion. Discussion on the purchase of the storage shed and golf cart for Parks and Recreation use. This will definitely be easier for us as a Parks and Recreation, just with baseball using concession stands, we want to have our inventory a little secure, make sure everything's okay. We have an overview, and this will get presented to the Board of Supervisors, Jack. Okay.
And they are open to the idea.
Perfect.
So the golf cart will get stored in the storage shed?
Yes, some of these storage sheds, some of the ones that I personally like, they actually have two doors. They have a big door, which you can bring in a golf cart or, if ever down like a side-by-side UTV or whatever. It also has a man door, so you don't have to open up that big door all the time. Like I said, if you were just going in and getting stuff out, we can just use the man door. If we're going in and we're hauling stuff, bringing stuff in from concessions, or hauling ladders across to hang lights, or whatever we're doing for our events, we can use the big door to get, the golf cart or whatever we're gonna potentially have.
Cheap price.
This is not installation, so this is just the raw materials. Because everything in the park is unionized, they're going to want to put everything up and build everything in the park. So that'll be up to the township and what they want to use. There's two options, Jack. There's a concrete base foundation or a wood floor foundation. They do have floor foundation kits in here, but that's not included in that, and obviously in these prices here that we see.
So you're looking to price a concrete pad?
If whatever the township decides is best for them.
Okay.
Are these through?
There's a website. It should be attached on there somewhere. Yeah, that Sheds for
So it
Less
comes
Direct.
shipped and then it has to be built, correct?
Yeah, they would build it.
Yeah, because like 6 years ago, I think I spent
Who would build it?
They put it together, though.
Yeah, it's already,
It's
it come
actually a
in.
little barn for my ponies.
Right,
But it's not that big.
yeah.
Like, a golf cart would take up half of it.
These are 10 by 10s and 10 by 12s, so they got a little bit of room to them.
Yeah.
And obviously when these go up too, I think we add some kind of shelving so that we can store our Christmas lights in and, and stuff like that. Again, it'll make things tremendously easier. Just having your truck and helping us out, take them down and carry them across the park was a huge success, but obviously we don't want to drive trucks through the park all the time either. All right, status of Little Free Libraries. We have our prices together of what the Boy Scouts or any member would want to, the building cost, I guess you could say, which was $250, I believe, Wendy.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
So if anybody knows any Cub Scouts or Eagle Scouts looking for a project, Girl Scouts, I know they do projects as well. This is something, they can come out towards us for. Anybody have anything to add to that? No. Any new matter? Oh, go ahead.
So going back to the thing about the signs, I think one thing we should do for the whole year and going forward is let's have a color scheme that we say is our color scheme. Whether it's the brown and the orange that we used last year, or if we want to go with Cannon Mac blue and gold, but we should have like,
Uniform.
Uniform.
All the signs should kind
Yeah.
of look the same, and it's fall festival, so it probably should be more fall.
yeah, but I mean, I'm thinking for the whole year, because, I mean, that's what you were talking about too, right, Jack? That we would actually like pick something and that would be like ours for the year.
I was also thinking, along with those lines, is maybe doing a color scheme per event, like the fishing derby stay blue, per se. I mean, just easier so we know we're flicking through the signs what to look for as well. It's up to you guys. I'm open to anything.
My thought too, though, was if we do it right and we have somebody that donates for each one and we wanted to do signs, we don't have to buy signs each time.
I agree.
Well, we don't need, signs for any other event other than,
The fishing derby, he only did the really big donors, right? You did,
those are
Did you-
sponsored
Over
signs.
250, yeah.
So that's different than like signs that we're gonna put up around the community to
Yeah.
advertise that what we're doing.
Okay, you're talking about the road signs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yard signs.
We do have the 5 banners. Yeah, we have 4 banners that we'll be hanging up. I know we did put signs up last year, and some of them made their way back home fairly quickly. So I'm going to hold off on
Well, here's the thing with sign, like, if you look at, like, people in other communities, they're not looking on our Facebook. They're driving around, and that's how they find out. That's how I saw, different vendors, things going on, was you see the signs by the road. So, and we had like maybe 5. Like, they just didn't get put up.
Can we postpone this discussion until we
Sign
actually
ordinance.
pass the new sign ordinance? It's going to severely limit what we can put in the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I understand with businesses, but if you ask a business, we can't just stick them everywhere.
yeah.
Like and that's the thing, there's, Darla Barney, whoever, like, put them all over the place, and I think that's,
Well, they were
Because
put on
of
private
issues.
property, which is allowed, so.
Right.
And she was very specific about doing that, so, that's not gonna change under the new sign ordinance. If somebody allows us to put it in their front yard, then yeah, that's fine. It's in the right of way that the problem is.
right. I mean, we all have yards that we can put them in, like,
There was one in my yard last year.
You have a yard, you can put them in. I don't.
I have a yard, but nobody goes. up
You're
the
just talking about like the regular 24 by 24 signs, or what, 18 by
they were
24?
like,
Say,
They're like
The
2
yard,
by
just-
2 or
just
something like
smaller.
that, right?
Hickory Apple Festival,
Yeah.
like for all the other festivals.
If it's on somebody's personal property, yes, they can put them up. As of roadways and stuff, but yeah, we're gonna have to wait for the ordinances to clear before we even talk about.
That was supposed to be on Monday's agenda, they just pulled it off, so it's not gonna be this month.
Okay. And any new matters to bring up?
I just wanted to mention, I saw a thing on Facebook for the Moon Easter thing, reading about what they're doing for theirs and everything like that. It was kind of interesting. They're doing it as like a food drive as well. When they bring their kids in, bring a canned good, and they're like donating it somewhere. I thought one of our events, that would be kind of cool to tie into something. If we already have like 300 people, coming to something, ask them to bring it, when we do the ad, I don't know, what do you think? I just
well,
thought- I
actually,
thought it was
that
pretty
brings me
cool.
up to something that I had brought up before too, was North Bain, when they do their Touch a Truck,
Yeah.
they bring a truck for, what's the kid's name?
Or
No.
for the,
For the kid that was killed at the zoo.
yeah, I can remember. I'm bad with names to begin with, let alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
know
a
what you're
new
talking
truck, like a
about, I forget
Matchbox
Yeah,
car or
yeah.
something, yeah.
And then
okay.
they accumulate them for Toys for Tots and that.
Okay, so
I
that'd be,
just thought it was an interesting idea. I'm like, well, they're coming anyway, grab a couple to benefit, and,
Yeah.
lets us help somebody else too, so I don't know.
well, what's our closest local food bank, I guess?
It's the Greater Washington Food Bank, which is now also merged with Pittsburgh.
One of the distribution centers is in McDonald Presbyterian Church, it's the food bank distribution. We were gonna try to have it out here. Venice said, no, we send everybody over to Presbyterian Church in McDonald. Brownsville would be the only other place.
That's where the main sorting place is for Washington County, is in Brownsville. It
I
used to be
I
in
just read it a
84.
couple times, and I went, wouldn't it be cool if we could tie that into one or two
Trucks for
events?
Maddox. Trucks for Maddox.
Maddox.
So, I mean, when I brought it up, it was like, well, do we want to copy North Bain? And then people didn't realize who Maddox was. So, it's whether or not you guys want to do. But I thought it was a good tie-in.
Which company the fire company does the Toys for Tots?
Actually, Public Works does it.
Public Works does it.
Now, Lawrence does a boot drive, and then they go and buy bikes, but they come over to Toys for Tots for Public Works, the bikes they buy.
Don't you have a food bank at Lawrence?
We only did it for 1 year,
Oh, okay, got you.
yeah.
Oh, those are great ideas.
And Lisa sent us that thing about she was a member on the board a while ago, and it's a company that's doing like for Arbor Day, even though that's the day before the fishing derby, that you could get like a bunch of seedlings really inexpensive to give away to people to plant a tree somewhere. I think it was like $69 for 50 seedlings, and I was like, I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there. What did you think of the idea when you read it? Did you see it? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was a good idea.
I mean, I just don't know. I can send you the link and you can look at it and see what you think. I don't know. But like I said, Arbor Day is the day before the fishing derby, so that's, I don't know.
I saw somebody on Facebook that's in Muse posted something about something they were trying to get together. Nobody responded saying, yeah, I think that, and it might have had something to do with Arbor Day. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look.
That was with the kids, and they were trying to get people to clean up. So it's like a community. I don't know if it's with the kids, but it was like a community cleanup thing. I could have swore. I'll have to go back and look, like you said. Stephanie, any new matters to bring up?
The cards? What about this?
I just want to double check over there. Okay. Also, Stephanie, we have business card sample to look at here today. I'll send a picture to you. Ideally, these are good for us, especially for Arden and Wendy when they're pushing for vendors for the Fall Festival. Some of the sponsorships I was able to push for. It's always nice because I'm always looking for a piece of paper to write down my contact info. This is just a general card. It has everything on the township website, the township buildings, mailing address, phone number. If you want to handwrite your own contact info, which is what I was thinking, I think that'd be a little bit easier to hand to somebody, so we look like a little more professional when we do go and we stop and talk to people about, especially donations and sponsors and the vendors. That's my biggest thing. So I'll send you a picture of that. I think, obviously, we'd have to vote on this. We'll bring this up. Obviously, make sure the board is okay with it, and the township is okay with it, and then we will proceed from there.
Township's okay.
Township's good? Okay. Anybody else, anything? Okay, we are, meeting ended at 7:14.
That was a quick one.
Yep.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Stephanie.
Bye, Stephanie. Have fun.
This is so much, like, when we sign events like this, it goes so much faster.